Alright everyone, today's video is going to be very brief and it will cover bleed resistance versus Predator's Mark in patch 1.8. There is a lot of misinformation out there right now. I myself believed some of it until very recently, so I thought I would put this video out there and hopefully educate some more players as to what the truth really is. As you can see on the Predator's Mark 6-piece bonus, it says clearly in about the middle of that paragraph, the Predator's Mark ignores the target's bleed resistance. However, this is definitively not true. It does not reduce the amount of damage that you are taking. Bleed resistance will not mitigate the damage that you are taking, but what it will do is reduce the duration of which the bleed is active. It will reduce the number of ticks of damage that the bleed deals. And here's the proof. To test this, I am running a build that has 0% EDR and 0% bleed resistance, as can be seen on my character panel. It's 5 pieces of Nomad, it has decent toughness, but 0% EDR, 0% bleed resist. Now, anti-scale will shoot me 10 times with the pistol, only to trigger the Predator's Mark bleed. On the 10th bullet, I will start to take bleed ticks of damage, and if you count over the course of the clip, I take 8 total ticks of the Predator's Mark bleed. That's 8 times that it has a chance to crit, and 8 times that it's dealing the base amount of damage that the bleed will deal. It lasts a significant duration and puts me into my third health segment after removing my full overheal. Now, I am switching over to a different, still 5-piece Nomad build. The only key difference being this has a little bit less toughness, but it has 70% bleed resistance, which is supposed to be ignored by Predator's Mark. Now, as you can see clearly on my character sheet, 70% bleed resist. He shoots me yet again 10 times with the pistol, and on the 10th bullet, he will then trigger the Predator's Mark bleed. But look how quickly it then deteriorates. It does not even take my full overheal, and it only procs 3 times. That's 3 ticks of bleed versus 8 ticks of bleed. Here is a side-by-side comparison of both of the bleeds when they are activated and how quickly they expire. As you can see, the bleed on the right is over very quickly, and the bleed on the left persists much longer. Both of these bleeds are dealing the same amount of damage per tick, but the one is over very quick with only 3 ticks because of the 70% bleed resistance. Another side tip that we have against Predator's Mark, and something that a lot of players may not know, is the use of energy bars. As you can see, I am now eating an energy bar, and then Anti-Scale yet again will shoot me 10 times with his pistol to proc the Predator's Mark bleed. On the 10th bullet, however, you can immediately see that the bleed pops up and then is cleansed and does not proc on our character, thus dealing 0 damage and easily winning you a fight if you pop an energy bar before the fight begins. Now he is yet again shooting me 10 times, and this required him 20 bullets to get the Predator's Mark bleed, and because of my bleed resistance, it is then over in just a couple of seconds. The last test that we did was using the house. Anti-Scale is running a perfectly maxed 9,000 stamina version, and he used exclusively headshots to trigger this bleed. And as you can see, after 3 ticks, I am not dead. I had plenty of time to pop my medkits and use my other healing abilities. Had that been a full bleed with 8 ticks of damage, I would have died from it. However, since I have 70% bleed resistance, it was not lethal, and bleed resistance definitively does help mitigate the effect of Predator's Mark. If you are to combine a healthy amount of exotic damage resilience on your chest piece, maybe your knee pads, maybe some on your mods, and another healthy amount of bleed resistance, which can easily be found on the knee pads as a minor attribute, something like right here. The knee pads, as a minor, and there's nothing that competes with this role, can get 33% bleed resistance, and then on the backpack as well, you are able to find 17% bleed resistance, and again, the only thing competing for that role is ammo capacity. So if you combine some EDR with some bleed resistance, you can easily defeat and almost completely nullify Predator's Mark's PvP ability. That's going to wrap it up though. That's all I have for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Check out the links down below if you want to support the channel. There are various ways to get involved with Upper Echelon, and consider checking out the Patreon if you want to support what I do here, since YouTube is fairly unreliable at this point in terms of income and the ability to progress projects for Upper Echelon LLC. There's various other communities. Check out the website as well. And again, thank you for watching and have a nice night.